Jess, and today I'm going to show you how to assemble the Stoked Travel Board. So the first thing that I recommend that you do is you take your cord and you find the halfway point. That's going to be important to hang on to. And then with the other ends, you're going to thread each end through the outer hole, through the front of the board. So Stoked logo is in the front, that's the front of your board. And a good technique for getting your cord through, if it's a little bit tight, is to just twist as you push through. Just be gentle on the cord and then pull it through on the other side. You can always unwind it if it seems it's a little wound up. Still hanging on to that halfway point, do the same thing on the other side. So take the other end of your cord and thread it through the outer hole. The good thing about doing this is once it's done, you don't have to repeat it again. You can just adjust it to make sure that it's the length that you want, but once it's threaded through, that's it. No more assembly done. Okay. Once you've got both sides threaded through the outside, you want to make sure that the ends are even and that the length of where it's going to be hung is exactly where you want it to be. If you're going to be hanging it from a tree, for example, you might want it a little bit longer. If you're going to be pulling it with your feet, you might want it to be a little bit shorter, so make that adjustment now. You can let go of that halfway point. You're going to take the end of the cord, you're going to loop it underneath and thread it back through the front of the board. Same technique, twisting while you push it through. And I know it's going to get a little bit wound up, but once you pull it through, you have an opportunity to unwind it. It helps if you use your dominant hand. So unwind it if you need to, make sure it's not all kinked, and then pull it through. So you should have one through the front, that same cord is looped underneath and then pushed back through the front, and it dangles down. Do the same thing on the other side. So I'm taking the loose end, going underneath, so this is the front of the board, and I'm pushing it back through the front. Pull it through, make sure that there's no kinks. So you unwind it a little bit as you're pulling it through, just to keep the cord nice and healthy and lasting a long time. As you're pulling, if you notice that your cord is looped on the front or looped on the side, just go ahead and slide it so that it's looped underneath. And then it should look like this. So right now my board is upside down, but I've got where I'm hanging it from, and then I've got these loose ends. This is your last opportunity before you tie it up to easily adjust the length. You can do that by pulling on one end and then pulling it taut. Pull one side and then pull the loose end. So now it's a little bit shorter. And then what you'll do with this extra is you're gonna tie two double overhands. So what you'll do is you'll take one end, line it up against the other end, and they should be pointing in opposite directions. So I've got one end of my cord facing front, one end of my cord facing me, and I'm going to tie two double overhand knots. It's the same knot that you would tie as like your backup knot when you're climbing on rope. So I've got one tied, I'm going to turn it back around, so now my last piece is facing forward. Tie another double overhand. Pull it through. And so now I can easily adjust it if I want to, or if it's the exact length that I need. When those two knots meet up, I know that it's not going to get untied. So if you've got this going on, where I'm hanging it is a little bit uneven, what you'll do is get your board so it's facing right side up. And you're just gonna pull this looped piece on the end and then adjust however you need to. So pull the looped piece and then adjust. And you're gonna continue to do that. I did it in the opposite direction, but you're gonna continue to do that until both of these are even. And there you go. Here is the finished product. I'm going to make sure that it's not tilted all the way back or all the way forward. You can do that by adjusting the length of the ends. And then you're good to go.